I'm going to show you how to make money in Starfield. So I already have a ton of money, and I've only been playing for like 15 hours, something like that, maybe 20. And I already have 160,000 credits, plus I've already bought a ship, and I have legendary things, all sorts of stuff. So let me be your guide on how to get credits in this game. So there are a ton of different ways to get credits. There are good ways, there are bad ways. I have a whole video on the absolute best way, which I'll touch on briefly in this video. But the main thing with getting credits is you're going to have to go to a shop and you're going to have to sell things. And there are shops all over the place. You'll randomly find them in outposts. You'll find different cities and different planetary systems. There'll be a little icon like that above a planetary system if there's some kind of something in it. It doesn't always guarantee it's a shop, though. The easiest place to go to, though, is Alpha Centauri for normal stuff, and go to Wolf in order to sell contraband or stolen stuff. So all you got to do is go to Alpha Centauri or some place you know where a shop is, and then you just got to go to the actual shop. So you can go to the commercial district. This is the easiest starter place to sell your items. And after you know how to sell things and know how to refresh the shops, then it's just a matter of how do we get items. There's also other things like selling ships and stuff. Those ways aren't exactly the most practical. So for the commercial district, there's a shop up here that I'm running at right now. And there's also one over there with a big sign above it that says Outland. Both these shops will have a bunch of money that you can, sell things against. And you can refresh that. These shops also will accept any items. Not every shop accepts every item. Some shops will only accept some items, like food. But we can go here and we can talk to somebody. Talk to this person. And now they have 5,000 credits to buy our stuff with. At the bottom, there's a button. On keyboard, it's Q by default to sell. On Xbox, it'll be whatever button it says down there. And then you go into your inventory, you go to different categories, and you can sell stuff for money. So not everything's worth a lot of money. There are a lot of things that are not worth very much money, but there are also things that are worth a decent amount of money, and there are things that are worth a lot of money, like these weapons that I have right now, for example, that I actually need to get rid of. So the big question is, how do we get more items? How do we get them quickly? How do we get them efficiently? And really fast before that, you notice the vendor doesn't have any money left. If you want them to have more money, all you gotta do is back out, and then you gotta go find a chair, which in this case, there's a chair right over here. And you can sit down in the chair, and then a button will pop up at the bottom, whatever you have it set to. In this case, it's B. And you wait 24 hours. You actually need to wait for, I think, 48 hours UT. And some places the UT time versus local hours is different. I'm not sure exactly, but just wait 24 hours, and if it's not refreshed, wait 24 hours again, and then you'll know the timing. But now back to the all-important question of how do we get money? What do we do? How do we get items? How do we sell them? What happens? Like, how do we know how to sell them now, but how do we get them? And how do we get them in reasonable amounts? Well, I tell you right now, most items are not worth even touching or looking at all. Like resources, terrible. You might think, oh, I found gold. That's a lot. It's garbage. It weighs way too much, and it's not worth anything. The number one thing when you're looking at getting credits is whenever you're looking at items, whenever you're looking at anything, you want to look at its value as opposed to like its value to weight ratio. So here in aid, for example, you can see on the right, there's mass and there's value. And the easiest way to think about this is pretend there's no decimal point in the mass. Just imagine this is mass right here is 30, not 0.3. Just imagine it's 30. That makes it easier to calculate it. So then you go 30 against 75. 75 is like 2.5 times more than 30, right? And then this one right here is 45 times more than 10. If this decimal place wasn't here, it'd be 450 over 10. It's 45 times. And a good rule of thumb at a beginner level is to try to find items where the value is 3 times higher than the mass if there was no decimal place. So if this thing was worth at least 30, it'd be an okay item to pick up in the beginning. Like that's a good come up basically on mass to weight. Whereas this one right here, 30 versus 45, I don't even know why I picked it up, but whatever. I can get rid of it, whatever, deal with it. But it's generally not even worth the hassle to go for things that small. And then there are other instances of ways you can do this with apparel, helmets especially. Helmets, packs, spacesuits, and weapons. These ones specifically, they're worth a lot, and sometimes you find them where they're worth a fortune. You'll find them where, the mass is 0.3 and the value is 2,562, which is times almost 100 over the mass. But there are other times where the mass and the value are almost a 1-to-1. But if you go, do a certain way, it might be worth picking up. And the reason being is it's an easy way to fill up your inventory with a lot of value really fast. So there might be a time where you could just, say, pick up 10 cutters or 20 cutters or something really fast in like a mining place or something. And yeah, the ratio sucks, but you can pick all that stuff up in like 1 minute or 3 minutes or 5 minutes or something, and then go unload it and be done. Whereas going through and looking through all the little things, like if I were to go through here and I'm looking and I'm like, okay, what's this worth? What's this worth? Okay, how about this? Okay, how about this? Is this good? Like, that takes a really long time, where big ticket items, even if the ratio sucks, it's just so convenient and fast that it's almost always worth it. And another thing is, weapons are almost always worth it though, because very often, like look at this one. This one's almost a 10-to-1 and it has a lot of mass, so we can just quickly fill up our inventory with raw value. Weapons are really good. Weapons are a really good way to do it. So now you might wonder, okay, well, cool, we know what to get and why. How do we get it? Well, you can just play the game normally if you want, and you'll come across things in the game. You'll make you go places, and you'll see stuff all over the place. Or you can go to literally any planet. It doesn't have to be this. It can be some random moon. It could be literally anywhere you want, and you can zoom in on it, and you can click on it with the mouse and keyboard on some landmass right here. I don't know what is on Xbox. Is it R2? I don't know what the button is. Or there's a trigger. I guess it's not R2 on Xbox. Hey, whatever button it is to make this thing appear. And then you put that, and then you can travel there. And what happens when you do this is it will randomly generate a plot of land for every one of these that you do. And even if the next one you do is right next to it like that, it'll be a totally different plot of land with totally different things. There's no way to walk from one to the other. They're just like separate instances, basically. And in each one of those, if I do that and travel to it, it'll randomly generate an area that I don't know how big it is, like 2 kilometers by 2 kilometers or something like that. Maybe it's a rectangle. I don't know. And these areas that you generate will have randomly generated things. So if I go here and I press F to pull out the scanner, in the distance, there's a structure. There's a natural structure. There's another natural thing. Over here is signs of life. And over here is another structure. So, you know, a good one is whenever you see a structure that is, where'd that structure go? I actually lost sight of it. There it is. This icon, it's like a factory. These aren't always good, but they're usually pretty darn good for making money. And you can go there and you can kill all the enemies and you can loot a bunch of stuff and go till your inventory's full. And then when you're done, you press M to open the map, or you go to your inventory and click the top left one to open the map. And then you go find a place to sell. If you're already on a planet like this, you can just go ahead and land, you know, go back to the commercial district. If you're somewhere else, you'll have to actually, you know, change to a different star system and then go fly to it and go sell things or whatever. And that's pretty much it. The easiest way, in my opinion, is killing humanoid enemies, taking weapons, taking armor, taking helmets, taking backpacks, stuff like that, clothing and weapons and armor. Those are the easiest ways. You just go, find them, kill them all, pick up anything that they had on them, and then come back when your inventory is full. Also, if you want to make even more money, you can go to your inventory, top right your skills, and over in here under social, there is commerce. And if you get points into commerce, it'll make it so buying things is cheaper and things will sell for more. Now, it's not the craziest skill because it only goes to 25%, but it's pretty good. It's still like, you know, it definitely adds to it. And even more important than that is if you go to physical, there's one called weightlifting. And weightlifting is very, very important because if you want to make any money at all, and honestly, even if you don't want to make money, I think this is probably the most important skill in the game because our weight limit in this game is so low by default, and this one will increase it by 100 kilograms at the highest rank. In order to do it, you buy one, and it'll have a little challenge for you. The challenge will be to run well over 75% of your maximum weight, run however many meters or whatever. It's pretty easy to get over time. You just start working on it, and you'll have it before you know it. Those ones make it way easier to make a lot of money, so definitely consider getting those if you're going to make a ton of money. And I talked earlier about ships. You can steal ships. You might come across, like, you know, I might be out in this world like this, and I might go and see a ship that's landed. Maybe it'll be something that I'd be a pirate if I took it, but there are other ones where it is a pirate, and I can just kill them all and take it. And you can go and take it to a ship dock, a ship place, whatever, a place where you buy ships and stuff, and you can register it and sell it, but the profit margin for that's pretty bad. It'll bring it back, and it'll be like 10,000 to register it, sell it for 12,000, make like 2,000 credits. It's not that great. There are also other things that you can do, like there are, actually, this is the wrong menu for this. There are quests that you can do. There's ones like debt collector quests. These will give money. There's all sorts of these quests give different credits and things. And the debt collector one in particular, you can go over, we're in Alpha Centauri right here. You can go to Alpha Centauri, and then you can go to Jamison, and the debt collector quest is in the commercial district, and it was right past that Outland shop. It's not going to be the greatest money compared to just running around and killing stuff and selling things, but, you know, it's a fun little quest series that you can do that will give you credits. So that's another option. So, you know, it just depends on what's fun to you. Do you have fun just farming money, or do you have more fun getting money as you farm the game itself? You know what I'm saying? So it's really up to you. But if you come here, go past Outland, it'll be this next one right here that has no name above it. And this is like a bank. And you can go in here, and there's this guy on the left. And you talk to this guy, and he'll give you a whole quest chain, you know, quest by quest. You go out, you do it, you come back, he gives you credits, go out and do this thing. And that'll also be a way to get money. And while you're out doing that, you may come across things that you can steal and pick up and sell to the stores and stuff. So, you know, if you want to, that's another option for making money. And that's really about it. I mean, that's the bulk of the ways to make money. You can also sell food and stuff, but it all comes back to just stealing things and salvaging things and bringing them back to sell them. If you were wondering about anything like converting things, I haven't found any way to really make money doing that, as far as like buying copper and nickel or beryllium and whatever it was, copper and beryllium, and making comms relays and then selling them or something. It always comes up negative. Same for the cooking. Like if you buy eggs and bread and whatever, cheese, and you make something and sell it, it didn't work out either. That's a negative. You lose money on that. So if there's something even crazier, you know, I'll let you guys know. But I just wanted to make a quick video for people who were just wondering, how do you make money at all? And that's how you make money. And if you want to know how to make like the most money you can, then check out the description of this video. I have a money farm video that goes into more detail about the killing things and getting weapons and all that. There's like a method to it to go as fast as possible, and how to like basically cheat it and exploit it to get the max money possible. And that's a whole good video if you want to check that out. That'll be in the description of this video. But hopefully this video was able to help you out. If you were confused on how to make money, hopefully now you have a better idea of all the different ways that you can make money in Starfield.